killed down in East Greenbush. The name of the song is Gunfight in East Greenbush. If you live in Rensselaer County, three names you ought to know: Griggs, Church, and Whitbeck came to blows many years ago. Griggs wound up dead. Church and Whitbeck just faded away. But Griggs was a deputy sheriff, and he's remembered to this day. Colonel Walter Church came for money but wanted more. Cut a deal with Van Rensselaer to settle up the score. The old tenant farmers owed him lots of back rent. He sold the claims to the colonel, the dollar marked down to 60 cents. Old William Whitbeck farmed in East Greenbush, owned the true rents from before the crap. A few $100 on a farm worth 20,000. A wrong that ought to give that blind lady pause. Deputy Willard Griggs owned a hotel in Sand Lake, had a side job, collected on the colonel's claims. Once Griggs was anti-rent, but something changed his mind. The lure of easy money, or he decided to walk the line. In July of 1869, Church got a legal process saying he could take possession of the old Whitbeck farm. Church met with Deputy Griggs, and Griggs rounded up a posse from the dregs of Albany County. They headed up Greenbush Hill. Now Griggs, Whitbeck knew they were coming. Griggs had told him that last week. Whitbeck said, "O'er my dead body, I got nowhere else to sleep." So he rounded up some Rensselaer boys, his own sons and hangers-on. They waited and saw the posse marching up to the farm. Words were spoken angered, long clubs were swung about. Gunfire erupted, "I'm shot!" Someone did shout. Some stood their ground, others scattered and ran. Whitbeck took a bullet, Griggs lay bleeding in the sand. Deputy Sheriff Griggs suffered bad for 7 days. Shot through the mouth, he couldn't tell how the scene had played. And when the Lord relieved his suffering, murder's what the coroner saw. Whitbeck and his sons were bound over to face the law. The government attorney, he moved to change the place of trial. Said the state can't get a fair jury. Rensselaer's a snake pit of bile. So they moved the trial to Saratoga. The Whitbecks were putting once they faced the gallows, they were held on no bail. The evidence was confusing. Some said they knew little, others were outright lying. Memories are always brittle. The lawyers were truly eloquent. The judge was most imposing. The lawyer gave his final plea. The judge gave the law in closing. At common law back then, you could resist a bad arrest. And if the deputy don't back way down, you can resist him to his death. But if the deputy has a legal right and you kill him anyways, that's something you will come to regret on your judgment day. The jury met through the night. In the morning read a decision. Not guilty on all charges. For the Whitbecks, a true blessing. So then, who killed the deputy? Was it unrequited murder? Maybe history can only point its finger at the law. Because a law that's writ for the rich invites its own violation, turns common men into brigands, forced to a bad position. When law shuns God's equity, when morality don't mean a thing, then men like Deputy Griggs will be sacrificed again. In old East Greenbush, after the Civil War's harm, a gunfight took place on a Rensselaer County farm. Were they knights in shining armor? Was the old feudal system just? History teaches nothing if it just collects dust. History teaches nothing if it just collects dust. History teaches nothing